Class 8 Basics of Programming Part 3 Sequential Structure. So, in a sequential structure of programming, a statement is executed one after another. So, statement 1 execution. Execution is the running of the program. So, statement 1 when executed, done, and then goes to statement 2. And again this whole process gets started. So there is a process of sequential until and unless we are reaching the last step of nth statement, that is the last step, the program doesn't get executed. So let us say take an example for storing or we can say swapping two values. So let us take an example that a variable has a value of 5 and b variable has a value of 3. So we need, so the end result should be a containing 3 and b containing 5. This is called swapping. So we need to do the swapping. So how we are going to do this? Let us see. First of all, we will take another third variable called temp, and then we will store the value of a. So now we can say that temp has 5. Now we're going to put the value of b in a. So the a value is now 3. Then b is still 3, but we need to replace it with 5. So we put b equals to temp. So b equals to now 5. So we can see that we have swept out the values of a and b. So if we represent with a diagram, so what we are going to see that temp b and a. So we are putting them into the individual blocks. Then we can say that by looking into the picture, what we are seeing that temp a is getting stored inside temp. So a is getting stored inside temp. So this is the step 1. Then what? Then b is getting stored inside a. So from the algorithm, we can see that b is getting stored inside a. So it is step 2. Then the value of temp is getting stored inside the variable b. So we can say that it is step 3. So this is the logic of swapping to variables. So this is the way of execution of a sequential style of programming, or we can say it is a sequential structure. Then we're going to learn what is branching. So branching structure. So branching structure. So in branching structure, we're going to see that how statements are getting branched. So branch is helpful where we need a repetition of certain tasks or if or if else condition. So let us take an example that finding out find out greatest among three variables. So suppose the variables are a, b, and c. Okay, so a may have 5, may have 3, and c may have 2. So that is why we are saying it is variable, because depending upon the what kind of user is giving the input into the variable, so it depends on how the variable will be find out. So let us draw the so let us draw the branching structure. So we have already learned from the previous chapters about algorithms and flowcharts, how to draw flowcharts. So we're going to apply the same concepts here. So first of all, we're going to write start, then using the input output box, we will accept the values of three variables. So we're going to write enter a, b, and c. Then we're going to use the decision box, which is shown in the diamond symbol. Okay, so we are going to write the first condition is a is greater than b. It is questioning. So if it is if a is greater than b, then a, if it is true, so we are going to implement is as, let us write as true. If it is true, then it will go to the next decision box, that checking that a, if it is greater than c. So is a greater than c, is questioning. If it is true, then you will go to the next thing, that it will display as we are going to use the same input output box to display that a is greater. A is greater, or we will display that display a. Now let us take the another condition, that if if or is a greater than b. If a is not greater than b, so it will be false. And then we'll draw a next decision box, and it's checking that if a is not greater than b, then what, b is definitely greater. So then you will check that is b greater than c, is questioning. So it is questioning that b is greater than c. If it is true, then what, it will display that display b. Now if it is false, that b is not greater than c, and a is not greater than c, so definitely we can say that c is greater. So we'll write display c. Then then as we know, as we have studied from the previous classes that all the any algorithm or any program must end. So we will write ultimately stop, and then all thing will come to an end. So let us join the three lines. So it is ended. So you can see that what are the basic structure of branching statement. So let us revise what we have just said, that first of all start accepting the values of a, b, and c, and then checking that first condition is a greater than b. So if it is true, then go to next condition, that checking that if a is greater than c. So if it is true, then display a. If a is not greater than b, then what will happen? Definitely b is greater than definitely b is greater than a. Then we will check that b is if b is greater than c. So if b is greater than c, then the condition becomes true and display b, output as b, because if it displays b, then it is a greater. Now if a b is greater than c, and it comes output comes false, it means what? That c is greater than b. So you will display C again in the following condition, that is a greater than c. So if it is false, that c is greater than a, then then both the condition leads to a certain output, that is display a c. Then with the help of that, the rules of writing an algorithm is that any algorithm must end. So the three lines are get meeting at one place and gets stopped. So this is a way of writing a flowchart, or we can say that it is a logic for finding out the greatest of three. So we have written the flowchart. We have written the flowchart. This is the flowchart. Now, if you are told in the exam that write the algorithm for it, so let us write the algorithm. So what? First of all, start, then accept A, B, and C. Then the second statement is what? Now we are getting into the condition part. We'll write if A greater than B. Okay. Then we'll write then display. Then what? Since we are showing in the nested structure that one after another, we are going to delete this, and then we are going to check what? Look in the flowchart, that A greater than B, then A greater than C. So then inside that we'll write if A greater than C, then display what? Display. And if it is true, then display A, and we will write then display A. Now this part, false part, we will write with else. This all inside the if A greater than B. Else display what? C. Now this structure is finished. Then we'll move into this structure. Now if A greater than B, then this is the structure inside this part inside this part up to here, we have taught about. Then and moving outside the this part, this false part, we'll define it as else. Else what? Else is b greater than c. We will write if a, not a, we'll write b greater than c. So if it is true, then display display what? Display b, display b, then else what? This part, else, false part. We'll write else display c. Then and the final step, display c. So it is all, it has been all being completed, and then last stop. So this is the structure of sequential. So we have, in this video we have seen that how to write then how to write a sequential structure, and what is the basics of sequential structure. Then we have talked about that how to write a branching statement and what are the features of branching statement. In the next video we'll talk about the looping structure, and then the rest of the chapter part. So this will finish our chapter.